Welcome back to Business Mathematics, Chapter 3, Ratio and Proportion. In this lesson, I will speak briefly about partitive proportion. Partitive proportion is about dividing a quantity into equal parts and distributing those parts according to a ratio. We already did this when I spoke about the topic of ratio, but we shall do it again. Examples. Distributing an inheritance to 3 persons according to the ratio 1:3:2. Allocating a budget for marketing to 4 media. So let's say, for example, you are a manager of the marketing department of a company, and yearly you must prepare a budget for promotions, for advertising, and you will allocate your budget to 4 media: print, social media, TV, and radio, according to this ratio: 1:3:2:1. So these are examples of situations that show partitive proportion. Example 3.17, dividing an inheritance. Miss Nelly Lonto Coronel left an inheritance of 36 million pesos. Her last will and testament instructed her lawyers to distribute her money to her grandchildren in the ratio of 1:4:5. She has 3 grandchildren: Gracita, Marco, and Paul. How much money will each grandchild receive from the inheritance? So this is a problem that requires partitive proportion. First, we get the sum of the terms. Then, we divide the quantity by the sum of the terms. So the quantity that we are speaking about here is the size of the inheritance. It is 36 million pesos. And then, we will distribute the parts to the recipients according to the ratio 1:4:5. So this is how we shall do it. Get the sum of the terms of the ratio. So the sum is 1 plus 4 plus 5, which is equal to 10. We will divide the inheritance into 10 equal parts, and that is equal to 3.6 million. We will now distribute the parts to the 3 grandchildren according to the ratio 1:4:5. So Gracita must receive 1 part. So that's going to be 1 times 3.6 million, which is 3.6 million. Marco will receive 4 parts. And so that's going to be 3.6 million times 4, which is equal to 14.4 million. Paul will receive 5 parts of the inheritance. And so that's going to be 3.6 million times 5, which is equal to 18 million pesos. Example 3.18, managing a tree plantation. An investor wishes to plant 3 types of trees in his farm: mango, coconut, and rambutan, in the ratio of 7:3:2. He has 1,800 trees in all. How many of each tree must be planted in the farm? First, we get the sum of the terms. 7 plus 3 plus 2 is equal to 12. We will divide the quantity, the size or the total number of trees, by 12, and it is equal to 150. So each part of 1,800 trees will have 150 trees. Okay? So we shall now distribute the plants according to the ratio. The ratio is 7:3:2. 7 parts must be devoted to mango. So all in all, the number of trees that must be devoted to mango trees is 7 times 150 trees, which is equal to 1,050 trees. 3 parts must be devoted to coconut trees. So the total number of trees that must be devoted to coconut trees is going to be 3 times 150, and that is equal to 450 trees. 2 parts must be devoted to rambutan trees. So all in all, the number of trees that must be devoted to rambutan is 2 times 150, which is equal to 300 trees.